Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and today, we're doing a pasta dish. I love making pasta in the Instant Pot, what can I tell you? It revolutionizes the pasta game for me. One pot, no straining, yes please. So I wanted to do a sauce today that was winey, yet creamy, and smoky. But I also wanted to do it with like less than 10 basic ingredients. Like something that's just so easy and so simple and like just mindless, but yielding a flavor result that felt like it took hours to prepare and a lot of work when it's anything but. Get ready guys, we're making smoky shells. That's what I'm calling them, smoky shells. So let's get smoking. So one of the key ingredients in this recipe, just like my ginger scallion noodles, would be to use scallions or green onions, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use 2 bunches of them, and all I want to do is have some fun. Now I want to slice them up into like, you know, about a ½ inch to 1 inch long, about that big, like that. All right? That's all I want to do for now with the prep. Moving on. Now to my Instant Pot, I want to add in 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil. So now let's give this pot some heat by coming down to the control panel and hitting the saute button. We want to make sure we're on the more or the high setting. If your model has a start button, hit that now, and if it doesn't have one, after a few moments of doing nothing, it'll go right into the cycle on its own. And after about 3 minutes of my oil heating up in the pot, I want to add in 12 cloves of garlic that I just sliced in half, or you can slice into thirds. That's just 12 nice sized cloves of garlic. Put that in the pot. And I'm going to saute the garlic for about 3 to 5 minutes until it becomes, you know, slightly browned. Not burnt, just slightly browned. Alright, and after about 3 or so minutes, 3's enough, of sauteing your garlic, you see we have a nice brown tinge to it. We're good there. Now we're going to add in those scallions. And we're going to saute everything in the pot for about another 2 minutes until the scallions cook down a little bit. And don't worry about your garlic at this point. The scallions are going to release water as they saute, and it will kind of counterbalance the garlic from overcooking. And there we go. We are looking really nice there. The scallions have softened up a bit. The garlic is perfect. The next step, like I said, this is a winey pasta dish. It is beyond delicious. We're using 2 wines. We're using marsala and sherry. You can use sweet or dry marsala, 1 cup of it, as well as a ½ cup of the sherry. And then just stir up the pot and make sure the bottom of the pot is nice and deglazed from any of the brown bits from the garlic sauteing. It should already be relatively smooth. We just want to wait now until that wine comes to a bit of a bubble. Alright, now I want to add in my broth. You can use any broth of your choice, be it chicken broth, vegetarian broth, or vegetable broth I should say, or garlic broth, that's also vegetarian. Any flavor you want, 2 cups of it. And now we're going to add to the pot our pasta, and in this case we're using shells. Medium shells, some brands call them like large shells. Just don't use the jumbo shells. You can use any shells, don't use the jumbo ones that you use for stuffed shells, you know what I mean? This is the perfect size though. I'm adding a whole box, it's a pound. And I'm not going to stir my pasta, I'm going to simply smooth it out and submerge it in the winey broth. Alright, just like so. You'll see some might be sticking above the winey broth. That's fine. Let it be, it'll cook perfectly. Okay, now I'm going to secure my lid. Make sure the valve is in the sealing position. And now it's time to pressure cook. Come back to the control panel, hit the cancel button, and then hit the pressure cook or manual button depending on your model. 6 minutes, high pressure, that's it. And now that we're done pressure cooking, we'll perform a quick release. And it smells amazing, like wine in this kitchen. Delicious. The pin just dropped, so we're going to take the lid off the pot. And we're looking good. Look at how perfectly our pasta cooked. Let's give everything a stir. Lovely. And you're going to see there's still some broth in there. That's perfect. I should say wine, actually. That's perfect. That's the base for this sauce. Our scallions mixed with our shells. And here comes a few finishing touches. I want to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream, or half and half. The smoky portion of this dish. 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. You could find this in the condiment section usually of your market, definitely near the barbecue sauce. And a package of an herb cheese, your favorite kind, whether you use Boursin or Alouette, or you just want to, you know, make your own. I have a recipe for that. Go for it. Any flavor you choose. And now we're just going to stir everything up in the pot. Make sure that the herb cheese is melded through and combined. That herb cheese is really one of the most amazing things about this dish, just like many of the creamy dishes that I make, because not only does it add this deliciously unique layer of flavor, but it also thickens the sauce a bit and ties everything together. Okay, so once the herb cheese is completely melded into the sauce, we want to let this rest for about 3 to 5 minutes. Trust me, have some patience. That's when everything really thickens up and comes together, because I'll tell you something. As the pasta is resting, it's still very hot in that pot. It's continuing to absorb everything around it. So let it rest 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, 3 if you're impatient, and I'm telling you the end result's going to be worth it. We'll be right back. Okay, and 5 minutes of resting have passed, and do you see this? Do you see how nice the sauce is thickened up? The pasta is continuing to absorb it. It is the perfect creamy, winey, smoky, shelly consistency. All right, let's serve this up. I think I'm actually going to serve this in a glass bowl today, just because I'm feeling really bold. So a glass bowl it is. It's a really big glass bowl. Now a nice final touch is to add in some smoked paprika. This is optional, but it's a nice little ending here if you just want to sprinkle some on. There we go, just be careful. You don't want to put too much on there. See what I just... Oh my gosh. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna mix it up. See that? See what you can do? If you make a mistake, you can just mix things up. All right, so it's gonna give it even more color. You don't have to do this. It's completely optional, like I said. There we go. I'm just gonna do it with my fingers this time to make it a little safer. There we go. Perfect. And there is my smoky shells, all ready to serve. Let's do it up. And there we go. Smoky shells in a really big bowl. This is gorgeous. This is a very pretty pasta dish. And look at how creamy this is. Can't wait to try it. Wow. Okay, this is an intense pasta. Intense in the sense that it's not overkill with the wine, but the flavor that comes out in this pasta is incredibly unique, unlike any other you'll have. The scallions with the creamy, winey sauce. It's got a piece of roasted garlic in there. No vampires paying visits tonight. Just look at how beautiful this is. This is a home run dish. It's unique and it's so easy to make. You saw how few ingredients this was to make. My glasses are fogging up. You see that little corner there? It's like all fogged up. Because I'm schwitzing right now. I mean, even though I made it in the Instant Pot and didn't heat up my kitchen, I still move around a lot when I'm doing these and I sweat easily, you know? It's exercise. You see this? You see this? Look at this. Creamy, smoky, shelly goodness. Look at that. I got It's so good, you guys. It is so, so good. If you enjoy recipes like this, give it a try, by the way. Let me know what you think. That have very few ingredients and have loads of flavor, check out my website, pressureluckcooking.com, because there are lots of recipes like this one there. There's more where this one came from. Also, check out my 3 babies. Look at that. I wrote 3 cookbooks. I have the orange one, I have the blue one, and I have the yellow one. And if you like short recipes with fewer ingredients, guess what? I also have a 4th one coming. You got that right. It's coming out in April of 2023. It is called Super Shortcut Instant Pot, and that's exactly what it is. It doesn't lie. Not only is it fewer ingredients like this recipe, but it also tells you how to make each recipe for 1 to 2 people, how to have it. Can you ask for anything more? Can you ask for anything more? Let's sing it. Who could ask for anything more? I got cookbooks. I got pasta. Less ingredients. Who could ask for anything more? Speaking of more, in the next cookbook, no recipe will ever exceed 10 ingredients. And in fact, there's a lot that are just 5 ingredients. So you're gonna have a plethora of amazing options in that one. Saving time, shortcuts. Check me out on facebook.com/pressureluckcooking because I'm old school and I like the Facebook. Like the page. Anytime anything comes out, a new recipe, when the book comes out, fun things there. I go on lives a lot. Just like the page. And if you liked it and you find that I'm not popping up in your feed, make sure you go to the page and make sure you hit follow and then you see first, okay? Make it a favorite. Sometimes it goes back and reverts it up on its own. And at Pressure Luck Cooking on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all that stuff. Thank you so much again, guys. And the next time you want a pasta dish that's super simple and very unique and rich in flavor and quite smoky, well, it could be done quicker than you could do the hokey pokey. Okie dokie? Enjoy. Well, that one, I don't know where I pulled that one from.